next thing we're going to do. It's called lock steps. Lock, okay, like a combination lock. And a lock step simply means a step that steps behind the other foot, kind of crosses behind it and steps in this position. I'm just going to pull my pants up a little bit here so you can see that a little bit better in case you can't. I'm going to do it to the angle, okay? So a lock step is a step, and then a step that steps cross behind it, like this, okay? It's a step, so you got to put your weight there, right? So if we step here and then I say do a lock step, not only are you putting your foot there, you're putting your weight on it, okay? It can be a little tricky to balance with this if we're standing still like this, all right? Typically, what we're going to see with lock steps is what I'm going to show you next, okay? I like to call them step, lock, step moves, okay? Because typically, we're stepping up a little bit to the diagonal. We're doing the lock step, again, putting our weight on it, and we're taking a third step, heading up that diagonal again, okay? Step, lock, step. But remember, all three of them are steps, so it's kind of like you're walking, right? You're just positioning your feet in that position where one's kind of locking behind the other, right? So it's step, lock, step. Putting your weight on each, right? Step, lock, step. Let's do it again. Step, lock, step. Okay? Put your weight on each. Put your weight, put your weight, put your weight. You always have the option, if you have like bad hips or bad knees or something and this bothers you, if you don't want to do the lock step, you can always just step up, step together, and then step up again. Okay, so if for any reason you don't like that lock, just do step up, step together, step up again. Okay, or if you're having a little bit of a tricky time with it, with your balance, try that first. Step up, step together, step up again. Okay, and then when you get comfortable, you can actually do the lock step. Step, lock, step. Okay? Because it's a three-step move, and we usually build things in groups of 4s and 8s, there's often something else after it. Okay, and that something else is most often a brush, or a scuff, or a hold. Okay, so I'm going to show this lock step, step, lock, step sequence with each of those. Okay, because they're good to practice. So if we do it with a brush, which is the most common, we do a step, lock, step. A brush is when we slide our foot away from our body so that it just glides along the floor. Okay, it's not like a big thing like this. Okay, we're not the Rockettes. We keep our kicks low. But if you feel like making it big, go for it, because it's line dancing. You can do whatever you want. Okay, but a brush is just slide your foot across the floor, and usually it ends with pointed toe. Okay, it looks kind of nice with that. All right, it's this part of your shoe, this toe-based part, that's making contact with the floor. Okay, brush. All right, brush. Okay, so usually when we do lock steps, we do step, lock, step, brush. So let's do that. Step, lock, step, brush. Okay, again. Step, lock, step, brush. All right. Another thing that we often do instead of the brush is called a scuff. Okay, so it's step, lock, step. A scuff is so similar to a brush. It's just a slide along the floor away from our body. Okay, but in a scuff, it's your heel part of your shoe that's making contact with the floor. Okay, and you'll notice that when you slide it away from you like that, you end up with your toe flexed, right? It's not pointed like in a brush, it's flexed because you had to get your heel along the floor. So that's called a scuff, okay? And again, often our lock steps will end with a scuff. Step, lock, step, scuff, okay? Or a brush. Sometimes our step, lock, steps, we'll just end with a hold to fill in that fourth spot. So if we did it with a hold, it would be step, lock, step, hold. We just stay still on a hold, right? We'll try that again. Remember, step, lock, step, 3 steps. Put your weight on each. Step, lock, step, hold. Okay? So, so we're going to do it to the left now too. Okay? Often when you see lock steps, you'll see at least 2 in a row. Sometimes you'll see 4 in a row. Okay? So I'm going to put brushes after each. I actually think the brushes are a little bit easier to learn than the scuffs and even the holds. Okay? So we're going to do step, lock, step, brush. And we're going to kind of keep going. Okay? On the right, we're going to start, then we're going to start on the left. So we're going to do step, lock, step, brush. Now that foot that this brush is the free foot, right? We've got no weight on it. So now we're going to start a left step, lock, step with this left foot. We're going to step, lock, step, brush. All right, we're going to do it again. Step, lock, step, brush. Step, lock, step, brush. Okay, and we could go and go. I just have no space, but I encourage you to back up wherever you are in your room and just do a whole bunch. Remember, it's just 3 steps and a brush in this case. It's like we're walking, okay, just in a funny position, right? Step, 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 brush. Step, 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 brush. Step, lock, step, brush. Step, lock, step, brush. We put our weight, put our weight, put our weight, don't. Put our weight, put our weight, put our weight, don't. Step, 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 brush, step, lock, step, brush, step, lock, step, brush, step, lock, step, brush. Okay, sometimes beginners can have a hard time with that. Remember, you've got to get your weight on that lock step, okay? So if you're having a hard time with your balance on that, remember you can do the step up, together, up again, brush, up, together, up again, brush. You can start that way just so you get a little more sure-footed and then move into that lock step. Okay, so let's just do a few more of those with a count. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2,